morning. Welcome to my last Facebook Live for 2018. Seem to be a little bit close. Wow, what a year it's been. Just a relatively quick one today, I think. I haven't had a whole lot of time for playing with crochet things. But so I'll tell you a little bit about what I've been doing, which isn't much. A couple of questions. I have one for you, letting you know my plans for next year and what's going to happen in the next few days. So welcome to our last chat. It's summer here, but you would never know. I felt like lighting the fire last night. It was so cold. Got my woolly jumper on that I bought in July in winter that I'm wearing because it's cold. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so what have I done since I saw you last? I sent my weekly newsletter this week, and this week it was all about sharing projects that you have made. Well, maybe not you personally, but there are a lot of projects shared with me, made from my patterns, things from my book, things from my previous cows, other ebooks, people have shared with me. And I collated a few and popped them all in an email and sent out. So that was lovely. I always love seeing what you do with my patterns. So there's a few people who've made little changes, like created their own border or used their own colour schemes. It's always really fun to see. So thank you. I love sharing your work with me. Whether you do it privately by email or publicly via social media, whatever's up, it's fine. Whatever is easy and you're comfortable doing, I would love to see. What else? No real news about the book this week. Merry Christmas. The Beneath the Surface cow starts very soon, so 2.5 weeks, I think. 2 weeks? I can't remember. 7th of January. When's that? 2 weeks. Yes. 2 and a bit. So that starts soon. So my crochet along project to make this blanket, pardon me, starts the 7th of January. So if you haven't already signed up to get the emails, hello. I'll put a link down below later to where you can sign up to get the Cal email, so you get the whole pack for free via email or on my blog, or you can pre-order the pattern and get it before the Cal starts. Yes, I'll put a link down below to that later. So that is almost ready, so hopefully you'll get it well before the Cal starts. Fingers crossed. I will be doing Kindle and Kobo versions, but they're going to have to wait till the new year. Just run out of time this year, I think. It is cold, Melissa, yes. That's why I've got my winter woolly jumper on. It's nuts. I feel like lighting the fire, but I'm not going to because I refuse to in summer. Yes. So, yeah, everything is almost finished for that, which feels really good to get it all done by the end of the year. Merry Christmas. So the crochet that I have been doing is I've been adding to my stack of Siren's Atlas patterns being remade in the Bendigo Wool & Mills cotton in their new colours. Well, one of the new colours. This middle blue here is new to the range. Arctic's been out for a couple of years, I think, and Sky's been there forever, and so is Parchment. So I have made 34, I think. So less than 20 to go before I can start designing new ones. So I'm making sure I'm remaking all of the old ones first before I allow myself to design, because designing is the most fun part for me. So if I started doing that now, I probably wouldn't get to these. So I'm making sure that I get those done. So yeah, lots of fun. I am enjoying that, and my testing crew are starting to test them, which is awesome. Yeah, fun. What else have I been doing? Yes, well, Kerry, perhaps you will. Maybe that's why I'm redoing them. Kerry just said, hoping to see these squares in a book. I'll talk about that a bit later. I was thinking about, I'm trying to get everything ready for next year as much as I can, and I'm doing some workshops for the Knitters Guild in Victoria. The Hand Knitters Guild, 7th of January, same day the Cal starts. I'm going to be doing workshops there, and I realised that one of the patterns that I'm doing a workshop on, I actually don't have a sample for anymore, so I had to make one. So last couple of days I've been spent making this. This is the Kaboom pattern. So if you've seen it before, you may have seen it. I've designed it so it was rainbow, so it was like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then surrounded by a neutral colour. But I decided to make the sample in just 2 colours, just to show that you can do anything you like with it. So yay, I have a sample again. So the original one for that, this was a crochet along project I did a couple of years ago, and it was made in Bendigo Wool and Mills Wool, and they actually have the sample that I made, the blanket. So I can't take that with me, so I needed something to take with me. So yeah, I've got that now. Yes, what else? So that's about all I've been doing crochet wise. Really haven't had time with family home and kids finished. Well, my last remaining school child has finished school. Yeah, and getting ready for Christmas, really. All right, so questions this week. I didn't really have a whole lot that would interest you. Mostly, you know, how to get patterns and yeah, where do I find the pattern for this and how do I download the pattern and all that kind of stuff. So, but I have a question for you this week. If you purchased this book, my first book, Granny Square Flair, I would like to know, were you drawn to the fact that there were 50 patterns that you could pick and choose and do what you like with? Or are you more the person who likes to have specific projects? So there were 11 projects in the book, as well as 50 patterns. My intention was always, you know, that you would take the squares and do what you want with them, make blankets, make scarves, do what you want. But I'd be interested to know if you prefer, the reason you bought it was the patterns or the projects. That's my question. I'm just trying to decide what to do next. And that will help me greatly if you can let me know which you prefer, or if you would like, my words are not working, obviously tired, end of the year. Are you interested in a more resource book of squares or a things to actually make book? That's my question. I hope that's a bit clearer. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I showed you this pattern a little while back. Scraptastic, I called it. Oops, went the wrong way. This pattern, I've now popped this pattern up for free in my app. That's the only place it is. Hello, Merry Christmas. At the moment, I will put it free on my blog and in my pattern shop later. I just haven't had time. So if you would like this little pattern, so it's a little solid square, but there's 4 versions of it in the pattern, just explaining different ways to end and begin if you're changing colours or if you're not changing colours. So there's 4 versions in the pattern that will help you do that. So, okay, thank you, Tracy. If you like the squares in the book, the projects were a bonus. Excellent, thank you. So yes, if you want that, that pattern, it's in my app at the moment, but it will be elsewhere later on, and I'll let you know when that is. Yes, I'll put a link to where to get my app later on. Yes. All right, so my plans for next year. This year was absolutely huge with this. I mean, this time last year, I was actually starting on creating this. And for me it seems like so much longer. Excellent. Thank you, Kerry. Kerry bought the book for the square patterns to mix and match. Yay. And that's what I thought people would do, but I wasn't sure. Because I know a lot of people bought it solely for the Melbourne wrap as well. Yes. So yes, this time last year I was starting work on this. And it's so hard to believe that by July it was finished and I had it in my hands and I was starting to sell it. So it was huge. And crazily enough, I'm planning on doing it all again. That's fun. So my Sirens Atlas collection is becoming a book, basically. So it's going to have 64 patterns in it, because 64 goes nicely into, you can make them all and you have a nice rectangle blanket. Or square. My maths is failing me. So that's why I'm remaking them at the moment. I'm remaking all of them, tweaking a few of them here and there because things change. Like what I designed these 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, some of them. So my ways change. I'm always developing as a designer. I'm always developing, pardon me, the way I write my patterns. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And as a bit of a change, in this book, I am actually going to write the patterns for the colour changes. Square, thank you, 8 by 8, thank you. Oh my goodness me. As I said before, I am tired. It's been a big week. Yes, so the book is going to have 64 squares, and that will make a nice square blanket. Thank you, Amanda. And it will all be written for the colour changes. But I will also have, yeah, anyway, I don't want to get too much into the details now. I have a long way to go. I'm just making squares. I haven't started writing yet. I've just started scribbling notes everywhere. So I don't know when that will be out. My testing crew are testing at the moment. My charting lady is going to revamp all the charts for me. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you are too. So I'm not sure what else is going to be in there. That's why I'm asking the question, squares, projects. Do I include some projects, or should I just include some ideas on how to make your own projects, how to design your own projects like I did in the book as well. So that's my big plan, but also workshops all over Victoria and South Australia. Crochet Along Project 2019, going on 2 cruises. I do want to try and organise workshops in Sydney and Brisbane as well. That'll be the second half of next year if it happens at all. It's just a matter of finding time and fitting around family. Yes. So I think that's quite enough to keep me busy. Yes, so writing a book, new cow, 2 cruises, workshops everywhere. Yes, busy, busy. But I'm also thinking about changing a few of my regular things. I've been doing weekly newsletters for a couple of years now. And I've been doing this Facebook Live for a couple of years, I think. It must be getting close to between 18 months and 2 years. I've been doing this weekly chat, which is fine, and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing my newsletters, but I think it's time for me to change things up a little bit. So I don't know, I haven't got final plans in my head yet, but I'll probably still do weekly newsletters, and I'll still do a weekly Facebook chat, but I might change my format a little bit and what I do. I've got a few ideas, but I haven't put them in stone yet. So I will see. If anyone has any suggestions, what they'd like to see, let me know. Either of those things. Yeah, and that's about it. So my plans for the next end of 2018. So getting ready for Christmas, which is next week. We've got family coming to stay, so I need to reorganise the house, clean the house. So this will be my last Facebook Live for this year. I'm just not going to have time next week with all the Christmas and other things happening. So I'm not sure when I will actually be back doing Facebook Live next year. January is pretty busy. Hopefully it'll be maybe the second week in January. I'll pop in at least, but I'm really not sure. But what I'll do is I've got an event set up for my Facebook Live chats. So what I'll do is when I do know the dates that I'll be doing it, I'll pop them in. Now I might change the time, I might change the day. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, so that's it pretty much for me. If anyone has any questions, pop them up now. So last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support with my book, which has just been amazing. I have loved seeing what everyone has made from it. I've loved all your comments and your feedback. It's been awesome. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for popping by and watching me prattle on and knock things over and forget things and show you all my crochet work. So thank you for taking an interest. I'm working on it, Melissa. It will be before the 7th of January. A more specific date than that I can't say. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Amanda. I'm glad you love the book. Yeah, so thank you very much for your support in every way, whether it's commenting, following, purchasing, making my patterns. I love it all. So thank you very much. Have a super wonderful festive season. If you celebrate Christmas, have a happy Christmas. Happy New Year. And I will see you all in 2019. Hooray! Thank you. Goodbye.